Hey everybody, so super special episode here. Me and Mike get pretty deep into music and things like that, so we thought it'd be super special to make a playlist on Spotify of a lot of the music that we talk about during this episode. So the link to that will be in the description of this episode. Definitely feel free to listen and let us know if you guys like any of the tracks or not. I mean,
feel free to clown on us.
Yeah, you can clown on us,
but we just kind of want to give you an insight into what we really dig and what our thought process is behind music, because they're pretty fucking different.
Yeah. And I know not everybody's up to speed with some of the music that we listen to, which is probably the main reason why Mike and I don't have just a podcast alone about music, which is a topic we briefly discuss within this episode. But again, just super fun. So hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys get some good listens out of it. And hope you guys find some new bands you like. So thank you. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Not to be braggadocious, my tastes are better. For everyone listening, this is probably going to be one of the more interesting things that we probably dive into, I think, is we all have music, much like what you've made here.
Whoa. Thank you. Hey. Welcome back. Let it ride. You noticed last time I didn't make any fucking noise, but this time I can't help it.
Can't help it.
I'm liquored up this time.
I really hope
Not
that,
dude.
Just kind of a little teaser for those at home. You actually made one of my favorite beats I've ever heard. Like in my lifetime. Like I am a sucker for like a really killer sample over like that, just like that that banging kick drum. Like I'm so about it, man.
Yeah.
Just like wow. Yeah.
And I did it.
And he did it. He
Dude,
really
and
did
like
it. Not the beat that you just heard, but there's a I mean, it's a great beat.
It's a Jerry's deep tracks.
It's one of your deep tracks.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I kind of wanted to ask you is, all of us, everybody, I think everybody has one artist. It would be like your desert island band or artist where you know every song. Like it's like the one band where you're like, I'm not a tourist, I live here. You know what I mean? And I'm really interested to get if there's one band. I think I know what it is, and in fact I'm going to write it down and I'm going to see if I'm right. But do you think you have more than one for sure, or just Okay.
I can think of a few right now.
Yeah. But I can think of one that comes to mind that I always throw on.
Give me your like, just not top three, but just three that like your one, and then two others you know are for sure in there. Do you have one? Do you think you could do that real quick?
Yeah, I can. Okay. Let me make sure I got my thoughts together. I'm not missing anybody. Okay, so you're saying just three bands that like, if it was just those three for the rest of time, I'd be good.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be. Babe, what do you think? I want to hear what you say before I say it.
Wait,
and you, Mike.
Give me,
Every time I die.
Give me a
You want a paper?
Yeah.
Use this one.
There's the writings of a rambling lunatic in there. Be careful. Shit's plutonium.
That's Mike's fucking stage notebook. Who knows what's been written in that or drawn in it?
A lot of dicks.
All right, I got three.
You got three?
I don't know if you're gonna
wait,
do the last one.
Wait, I'm gonna before you start. Can I give? First of all, I have my number one guess. Maylene is in there.
Okay.
But if I had to pick your number one, you want me to say it?
Let him do it.
Okay, do it. Yeah, okay.
I did not put Maylene down.
Okay, this makes this really interesting.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I would say it's gonna be. Oh man, I'm having a hard time with the third one. I got the first two.
What are your first two?
First two, number one would be He Is Legend.
Didn't put that one down.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, number two.
I think I would put Every Time I Die Down for number 2,
Mm-hmm.
which is what you guys picked. I've said many times on record. That's my favorite band, and I still feel that. But at the same time, in terms of like easy listening, can I just put it on? Like there's plenty of there's the reason Every Time I Die is my favorite band is because their hitters for me, their home runs are their home runs, and that's what I go to. But they do have a lot of stuff that I do find myself like, I'd rather skip this song, or I'd rather skip this album. But He Is Legend, they may be my favorite band, and I just don't accept that because I will hit shuffle on their entire discography and just let it play. I never skip a song, and I've been in here in the studio for hours, like just drawing or doing whatever, and I've just had their shit on for hours, just letting it play. And I never skipped a song. I know every track. I know everything. I've never seen them live, which fucking sucks. But
Here's the thing about you, though.
I know.
He's a musical tourist.
Wow.
Every month, he switches genres.
Yeah,
I'm like that as well.
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, I feel like
Not as much as you.
You pick
No.
I pick and pull what I want, but I definitely have standbys. If I'm driving, the radio's on. It's always country.
Really?
100% of the time. Always country. If I'm driving, it's either hip hop or indie, and like I have my headphones in and I actually am picking what I'm listening to instead of being on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm working, it's probably stuff we used to listen to in high school.
That
like
you can
Southern
see who I put.
hardcore. Oh yeah. Shit. You know what?
What'd you put?
She's got Etid, GNR, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses was my third.
Hurt, Quiet Riot, and Billy Idol.
Ooh.
Dude, Quiet Riot. Well, I'm a axe grinder.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Quiet Riot, it would only be the first album.
Mental Health.
Yeah.
It's a killer album.
It's a fucking killer album,
but
dude.
they did have Slick Black Cadillac. That's a fucking killer song.
That's on the first album, yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fucking Don't Want to Let You Go, Come On Feel the Noise, Mental Health, Love's a Bitch, Cadillac.
Did I do good?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, because those were
Well,
you know, it's funny. I put Hurt on the other day. I just didn't feel it.
No.
No. I tried skim through the top 5, like my top 5 of their stuff, and I was like,
I think that was more of your emo phase.
maybe
So
it was my high school. Got me through some dark times.
I feel like this is what's interesting, Caitlin, is I have no idea any of your 3, and I'm more than certain
let me
neither
guess.
one of you.
Hold on.
Oh, I wouldn't know yours.
For you? Oh, fuck no, dude. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's just
Because
it's
you're
so.
gonna pick some
idea.
country shit, and I'm like, fuck off.
If I'm being,
I know my 3.
okay,
I-
wait,
hold
hang
on,
on,
I
hang
got
on,
one.
hang on. Let me. Don't take offense.
No, you're fine.
I'm just assuming. Michael Bublé.
No.
No, but we did see him in concert, dude.
Yes, he
he's
was on my
phenomenal.
bucket list, and I loved it.
Okay, so I wasn't like far off on the mark.
No, I love Michael Bublé, but
Okay.
he's not in my top 3.
I'm gonna do a dark horse candidate, and it's gonna be my last guess. Reba.
No.
Not at all, bro.
Is she top 25 anywhere? No, you're not a fan of Reba.
I
Her
like
show
some of
sucks,
her
too.
stuff.
Her
Okay.
show sucks.
Okay.
Sorry.
She has like probably the most. Okay, so everyone talks about "Lose Yourself" by Eminem as being like the best. You've got one shot. You got to get this right song. I'm sorry, but "Fancy" takes the cake.
See, I like Bonnie Raitt more than I like Reba.
I don't give a shit, but whoever belts out that line, you know, I might have been born just plain white trash, but "Fancy" was my name. Is like I scream that line. I've screamed.
That's your drunk white girl song?
Okay, so straight up, you a single dude? You're a single dude, right? And you're listening to this, and you want a fucking tip? I'm gonna tell you what, boy. Walk up to a jukebox at a honky tonk or a fucking bar somewhere, and put $1 in that machine. Put on "Fancy" or "Little Rock" or any one of the big or like any big Reba song. Is There Life Out There? And belt that shit out, and I guarantee you're gonna have at least 3 females going like, "You like Reba like that?" I'm like, yeah, they may be white, whatever. Fucking take it. You know what I mean? Like,
All right.
All right.
My
So-
top 3.
Okay.
I have to say it before you say it.
You do?
Yeah.
No,
because
no.
then I could switch it. I don't want to switch it.
Oh.
Wait,
You have them written down,
I
though.
have five.
I know one. Paramore.
Yes.
Okay.
Paramore's definitely on
Yep,
there.
that was on my list. That was on my list. I have 4 others.
Okay,
And
so
I'm pretty proud of this.
Post.
God
Post
damn
Malone.
it. Okay, Post Malone. That's the new one though, so that's kind of not
In
fair.
the past couple years, yeah.
Yeah, well, he has okay.
Yeah. And then
Post.
Aerosmith.
I had Aerosmith as number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I had Paramore as number 2, and
Mm-hmm.
then the other 3 I had Duran Duran,
Yeah, I do love Duran Duran.
Elvis,
Yes.
and The Killers.
Yeah.
Boom. That's a hot list, right?
Mhm.
Wait, would you have switched?
No.
Yeah, see. Post. So Post is the only one and that's fairly new.
Yeah.
But
But I
he's
know
fucking talented.
I
man.
know
He's so
every
good.
single one of his songs.
He's
So
good, dude.
this is my concession. I guarantee that I think Jerry could get one of mine. I don't know, but
ADTR?
no,
Kids Like
no,
Us?
that's 5. I'm giving you guys. There's 5
Kids
of them.
Kids Like Us has a whopping like 48 minutes total in their entire discography.
But-
their first album is 18 minutes and 2 seconds.
But Kids Like Us made a song that starts off, "Motherfuck what you heard."
Yeah.
Because it's not what I said. like
Gator Smash was like the anthem to our fucking senior year, dude.
I can still hear
Oh,
that
that
breakdown.
was when Mike was straight
Yeah.
edge.
Straight edge. You know, it was always tongue in cheek. It should be like very aware that it was very like, "Oh, yeah. Wait, dude, hold my pipe. I'm like, straight edge. Like,
You guys got beer?
no,
I don't know.
no, they're actually Jerry should get 2 of them.
2 of them?
There's 5 of them, and that's why I'm giving you a bigger barn to hit with the shotgun, dude. It was on our band page as one of my influences. You did
Primus?
That's really funny right now. No,
I'm trying to think. Man, you've shown me so much stuff lately, but it's not any of that.
okay, I'm just.
Wait. Sorry. Bayside. 4 Years Strong.
Yes.
Okay, got one.
That would
Bayside's
be-
not on there?
No,
Oh, but they're so good, though.
you like Bayside?
Bro,
Yeah.
you showed me Bayside.
I know I showed you Bayside, but I just thought you'd think of it as a normal indie fodder. Like
No,
you know,
I skimmed
No, they're
through.
really good.
So occasionally.
I would hope so. I have a tattoo of their band symbol on my back. It's a real thing. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll show you real quick. You want me to do it?
I don't care.
All right, yeah.
Go for it.
It's a fucking shitty ass goddamn bird. Have you guys ever seen it?
No.
I have now.
It's bad, dude. You can run your fingers over and feel scar tissue.
Yeah.
It's bad. I've had it touched up like 2 or 3 times. That's how it looks.
Just stop doing that.
I can't get
working.
up. Yeah, I know. It's like, that didn't help at all.
It's just darker and
Look,
shittier.
guess what? If you have more than 3, you get a mulligan. This is where I took mine. No, but no, I'm actually really upset with you because we've talked about this band on air.
Fuck. We have?
They're a grunge band.
Oh, Alice in Chains.
Thank you,
Sorry.
dickhole.
Sorry. There's a dude. Okay, for the record, before and after every show, me and Mike go through probably 40 minutes total between before and after of just talking about music. I don't know why we don't just have a music podcast, but
Because we would never have anyone listen. It would just be you and me geeking out. Like,
that's true. It's hard now because even with the podcast platform being like such free form that we still would run into like copyright issues, so we couldn't like play samples of like shit that we're talking about, or we couldn't like feature like, hey, this week's like, you know, artist spotlight is so and so, like, hey, this is our favorite song from them, check this out, which is something I would love to do, man. That'd be so cool. Maybe we should
Can't
just
believe
have
Death
a radio.
Defy is not in
Oh
either of
my
your top.
God, I'd kill myself. Oh God,
that was a zinger.
that was a zinger.
That was a zinger. Fuck, dude.
That hurt me.
It hurt both of us, but everybody else who isn't us is fucking laughing.
It was the name of our high school
So
band.
okay, dude, I've been thinking about this for the longest, and okay, So whenever you tell people you were in a band, I've noticed, and we talked about this before, you talk about it as if it's a serious thing because it's
It's my
music.
mistake.
Music,
I shouldn't.
music is something that you take very seriously. It's
Yeah.
something that
I'm not Bo Burnham.
dude. It's like, okay, so I know that you feel the way about music and comedy the way that I feel about magic and comedy.
But here's the thing. There's one thing Bo Burnham did that you absolutely love.
The Vine?
No,
Oh.
Parks and Rec.
Well, yeah, but that's totally different because he was acting in a show.
But that's what he does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like he is. I feel like he is our generation's Andy Kaufman.
I don't know who that is.
Of course you don't. So it's all a character. It's an extension
Yeah.
of what Tosh does. I mean, like,
I get that.
but it's hilarious to me.
I don't know. To me, it's the same thing as like when Adam Sandler
I know who he
would do like funny little songs. It's like to me, it's just not funny.
No, and it makes sense. But
I still don't know who this is. I don't know who this is.
so because of my own catharsis, I have to get this out. So 4 Years Strong, Alice in Chains, Sublime,
Sublime. I would never
Really?
guess that.
George Strait,
I knew you had some country in there, which is why I would never guess. I don't know anything about country.
and
music 'cause
I feel
hate
like
it
number
all.
one will always be Pinback.
I've never even heard of Pinback, dude.
They're just it's an indie rock band. I feel like, you know how I'm sure everyone out there caught a band at just the right time, and for me it was probably Bayside, to be fair, and then 4 Years Strong was the same way.
Yeah.
And it's like this slow evolution of like Sublime was obviously, but Pinback was the very first, like, I feel like indie band that I really really loved that caught me. I was separated from the Air Force, and I just remember like a moment in time in my life, and they hold a part of that. Like, and there's bands that do that to a lesser
Oh, it's
extent.
a duo.
That's pretty
No,
cool.
well, it's Rob Crow, and I can't remember the bassist's name. He's amazing, and they always employ like a drummer. There's always a
Yeah,
different drummer.
wow.
They've had the same drummer for like 5 or 6 years now, I think. I've seen them live. I love them.
Zach Smith.
Yeah, I always forget his name, but he has a really crazy ass name if you look him up on Wikipedia.
Anyways,
But anyway, the whole point is I vividly remember like driving home from a buddy's house stoned. It was snowing, and I'm just driving. I just separated from the fucking military, and I just remember hearing "Glide" by Pinback, and it was like this.
Armistead Burwell Smith.
Thank you.
anyways, move
Sorry.
on. No one
But
cares about that.
but I think it's really interesting whenever I like how our tastes form it, and how we all have different taste. And you know, for me, one of the things that I've never really been afraid of is showing up late to a party as far as musically. Like, whenever you said Post Malone as one of your desert island bands, my initial reaction was to go, yeah, fuck, whatever. But you know what's funny is he's kind of like, people are gonna think this is blasphemous, but he's like kind of like Queen in a way, because I know so many of his songs, and I like so many of his songs, and I have no fucking clue it's him.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget the first time that I realized that "You're My Best Friend" was by Queen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's like this whole, there's all these songs that like,
Yeah, because it's like you almost don't know how to classify the you don't realize it, because if you listen to Another One Bites the Dust and then We Will Rock You and then Bicycle
or Killer Queen.
Killer Queen, dude, it's all totally different. It's not like, you know, you hear a Motley Crue song, you hear a Motley Crue song, you can tell
always
it's
Vince
fucking-
Neil. It's always
yeah.
Tommy Lee.
They
You
didn't
can
put
tell.
themselves in a box.
No, not at all. And Post is amazing at that. Every and I don't
Well,
know
and that's what he
how-
said. I'm not a genre. I'm an artist.
Yeah, he said I'm not a rapper. He said he doesn't want to be classified as a rapper. He wants to be classified as an artist, because that's what he is, which I admire, because I wish more people felt like that, because to me that tells me, like you said, I take music very seriously. So I like to see an artist that puts their heart into it. Like, to me that it shows me that they make the music because they want to make it for the people that listen, not because they want to make a quick buck. You know, they're not Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or something like that. You know, I don't know.
If I may, I really want to get your take on this. This is something that I feel like you really
I had a
have
question
strong,
about taste to ask as well.
strong feelings that one of the things that people always get busted down for is whenever they have and we've talked about this too, I think, is that they have a certain product that they're putting out, like a certain genre, a certain feel, who they are as an artist, right?
The branding.
And then their brand, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is, and then they divert from that, and people automatically start going, "You're selling out. You're selling out." And that's a pretty awesome. I mean, that's not awesome, but it's a pretty common thing that people experience, where something that they really like changes and they hate it. I mean, it's happened with bands for me.
Memphis Mayfire.
Fucking 4 Years Strong, when they became 2 Years Strong,
dude.
But that's neither here nor there. What I think is really, really impressive, and I've seen a couple artists do it, which is where they do the opposite thing, where they do the song that they know that everybody wants them to do, and then whenever they get that footing, they make the shit that they wanted to make. And I feel like,
so they do it the opposite way.
exactly, like big country fan, obviously. Kenny Chesney said something so poignant, I still can't believe he said it, which is his first big single was "She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy," and it's this totally redneck, dumb song.
It's a silly song.
It's a very
meant
silly
to be
song.
silly.
It's meant to be silly, but he said something really intelligent. He's like, "I was smart enough to do it once, and I was smarter not to do it again." Like, and it's like, okay, so I got it, like, right then, and I became a fan of him as a human because of it, because he understood, like, okay, I'm gonna make this song, I'm gonna gain my footing in this area, and then I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'll become the second Jimmy Buffett. Fuck it, who cares? It's my life, whatever.
So I agree with you on that, because I hate when a band changes for the worse, because let's just put it in normal terms, they sell out, right? And they have to make, like, whatever the label or the, you know,
They want to be on the radio.
Yeah, they want to be on the radio or something like that. I hate the way they change to do that. And I think that's why I still accept Every Time I Die as my favorite band, because I've met them several times and I've talked to them in person, like at multiple Warped Tours, at like shows where they've just come here before and they've had meet and greets and stuff, and I've talked to them, and I've watched like all their DVDs and interviews and stuff about the way they approach making their music. And the guitarist, Andy Williams, one of the guitarists, super nice guy, man. He told me, we were talking about when Low Teens was coming out a couple years ago, and it was before it came out, and I was talking to them at Warped Tour, and he was talking about how people are like, "Oh, dude, I love your first album," and he's talking like their very, very first album, right? Like the very first thing they ever did. That's him right there. This big old fucking guy, dude. He's like 6 something. And how he's like, yeah, that's oh my god, Mike's choking. Mike's getting choked up. You're good.
I mean, he's an okay looking guy. He's not that good looking.
No, he was talking about how people come in and they're like, "Dude, I love Logic and Crocodiles, man. You guys got to do more shit like that. You got to do that. You got to only do that." And he's like, "I'm not gonna make the same fucking album again. I'm not gonna do that." But I think Every Time I Die is a prime example of how a band can evolve and can change, but still be themselves. Like when you hear it, every album you listen to of them, it still sounds like them, but it's different than their last album. And I think that's a very unique thing to have in a group of people. Bless you. Bless you. That,
sorry, man.
No, you're good. It's allergies, man. It's Spooktober. I think that's just a super unique thing to have in a group of people that get together to make music. So I think it's hard to come by.
Well, one of the things that I feel like, if you picked up an instrument in the late 90s, even throughout the 90s and through the 2000s, I feel like if you ever picked up a guitar, bass, or sat behind a set of drums, I feel like you have to have listened to at least one Metallica album front to back. And it's so insane to me that they get a bad rap. I mean, I get the Napster thing, dude. I saw Some Kind of Monster and I recommended it as high comedy. Some Kind of Monster is the funniest fucking movie that's
But it wasn't really Metallica. It was
Dude,
just
that's
Lars.
super. Oh.
Was it Lars?
Well, it's just
Yeah, Lars
how-
was the reason after
like,
the whole
Yeah.
thing went happen.
dude. I swear, dude. Smoke a bowl. Watch Some Kind of Monster. It's hilarious. Like it's Lars.
You're talking the documentary?
Yeah.
The documentary. But I gotta tell you, I probably, dude. If we get any reaction on anything I ever say on the show, it's probably gonna be this.
It's gonna be this.
Like, dude, the Black Album, #1.
Okay.
The Master Puppets, #2. Saint Anger, #3. Like,
I like Saint Anger.
I
love that album.
Saint Anger. Like, I know that
Love
album,
that album.
front to back, every lyric, every fucking solo. I know exactly what it sounds like. You play the first 10 seconds, I can name it in no time.
I love that album.
But what's crazy is that when that album came out, everyone freaked the fuck out. This is Metallica. This is Metallica. And James Hetfield said the same thing. Like, we've been doing this for 20 fucking years. What else are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, so we made a new metal album or a punk album. Go fuck yourself. Like, what do you people want? I'm not gonna make Master of Puppets or fucking the Black Album again. We made Load and Reload. You fuckers didn't want it, even though it's blues influenced.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll go punk. Fuck it. And then they came back around with Death Magnetic, and you people bitch that it sounded too much like the shit we did in the 80s.
Yeah,
like
exactly. You can't win.
They hit Simpsons level. It's like, I'm not saying that they're even... Dude, they're not even in my top 25 by any stretch of the imagination. But if we're talking about bands that had the biggest impact in my music taste and clearing the way for so much, like, a wide berth of music, I gotta be #1.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that, man. When we were in high school and in the band and everything. But I feel like James Hetfield is such an underrated guitarist, dude. Because the way he plays and sings at the same time, people do not understand the amount of talent that man has to do that shit. Listen to Master of Puppets, pick up a guitar, and try to learn how to play that. And then just know that James Hetfield is singing on top of that. Most people, I can't even... I've been playing guitar for almost 15 years. 13, I'm 29. I'm 28. That's 15 years. Oh shit, 15,
So
that's awesome.
I
can barely talk to you while I'm playing, and I just like choose not to, kind of thing. But like, what?
straight hands real quick.
Oh yeah.
Do a switch out.
Very good.
Switch.
I think Bullet for My Valentine too.
Oh fuck.
Ooh.
With guitar. No. Guitar playing.
Yeah, no, they're
he's
super
good.
talented, man. They're super talented, and they did the same thing, man. They just got simple and basic.
What about Trivium? That was another one, man.
Trivium did the same thing, dude.
dude,
They fell off, dude. I mean,
Well,
dude, Non-Point. They would have been one of my beach, like my fucking desert island bands, but after their original guitarist left and they got this new guy, I stopped because it wasn't the same. And then the music got basic, it got simple, and I lost interest, man. And I want to point out, I'll let you go first, but I want to point out like why I am the way that I am with my music, because we've talked about it off air. We've never talked about it on air.
So, first off, it's so. Whenever I talk about artists and things like that, I feel like for me it's also important to point out that whenever I say I don't like an artist, I can see the appeal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like an idiot. I think that, and I'm not being sarcastic, I think that it's a tie between Adele, Bruno Mars, and Lady Gaga is the most important artist of the last 10 years. And I'm not being cute about that.
Okay.
I really think that there are so many, we live in Rihanna, like there's so many great pop artists, and I really feel like we're going to look back and see this as the era, as a golden era of music. Because I feel like a lot of the people who are making music, Post Malone, like I feel like they're taking all of the best elements of the 20th century and they're compressing them and they're making them palatable for people from the age of small kids.
Oh, Revan is obsessed with Post Malone.
Yeah, from Revan's age, like even my daughter's age, from 4 all the way to our parents' age, where they're like, I get the appeal. And I feel like a lot of people get that confused where, and I don't mean to put words in your mouth, because I feel like sometimes whenever I make fun of Jerry for having picky taste in music, it's not from a place of I think he's like some sort of degenerate music fan that doesn't appreciate other people's taste, but it's just one of those things where I think both you and I kind of have carved out where we know we stand and what we like. And I gotta tell you, if we're being dead honest, if we're being dead fucking honest, I love Pinback, I love Sublime, but nothing will ever compare to be in the middle of a pit during a fucking like hard fucking breakdown, bro. Like, I mean, just like that, like you just hear that the singer puts his mic up and you've got like 50 people shouting and you just say like, motherfuck the weak, and you're just like, I'm not the weak, I'm here, I'm present, motherfuck the weak. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's something about that, and I think what just to wrap it all up, I think what, and tell me if you disagree, I feel what makes Southern hardcore or whatever you and I deem to be that music that we go to when you have to get shit done, whenever you have to be accountable, if you have to see one band live, one song, Last Shot, you and I both have similar fucking choices. and it's I feel like a part of it is because we are part of an exclusive club of humans where if you and like, dude, one song, one go, 5 minutes alone, 1991, Dimebag Darrell playing it for the first time, like,
Pantera.
and just feeling like that fucking energy, and knowing that you and 15,000 people totally fucking agree.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? like you know what I mean?
You think if you had one hardcore breakdown to go to, you'd go to a fucking Pantera or 5 minutes alone? Because I know what mine would be.
There's so many.
And it wouldn't
answers.
even be an E-Tid, dude. It wouldn't be every time I die.
I think, to be honest, you're just talking about the breakdown, not the whole song. Breakdown.
I'm talking about the whole song, start to finish.
Oh, okay. So Pantera is my mainstream answer, because I know that there's a bunch of angry white dudes out there who are like, bruh. Yeah. But if you know,
Pantera's a good one.
As me and my friend will say, if you know, then you know. Dude, To an End by Guns Up.
Okay, you're going that route.
When he got that rowdy 2-step, and the last thing he says is "fuck falling behind." Oh, you're just like, oh, I gotta sweep my patio. Like,
Gotta go outside and do something.
It's just another line. Like, you're just like, oh, I gotta be protective.
Dude, I was gonna say it'd be Caution by Maylene. Caution,
Really?
Dangerous Curves Ahead.
Really?
If
I thought it was gonna be that one band.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Dude, those who carry never back down. Oh my God.
I thought it was gonna be that one band. I can't think of their name right now, but we saw them with E-Tid, and we're like, holy fuck.
Fit for a King.
Yeah.
Fit for a King. I fucking love Fit for a King, but no. I mean, like it's.
Or
Me
the
and
band
Mike,
we saw in at Warped Tour that you recorded.
Wait.
Ice Nine Kills.
No, the other one.
The World Apart or the World Ablaze.
Yeah, that you
I think
recorded them,
yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
oh, I like it.
Yeah,
Jerry,
no. Those are just good Hold on, Mike. Those are just good breakdowns. But like, if it's like End of the World, I need to see one last fucking. I'm going to pick Southern Hardcore. Like Mike said, we have this taste for a very, very small niche group of people. Very small.
Very small.
Everyone I show, they just like want to throw up because they're like, why? What is wrong with you? But it's a very distinct taste, and there's something about mixing a heavy blues influence with hardcore music that gets me off, dude. And you put fucking Maylene, Caution, Dangerous Curves Ahead on Maylene by Maylene and the Sons of Disaster, dude. It's like the anthem of Southern hardcore.
Jerry,
It just is.
do you guys want to perform an experiment?
Oh boy.
If you feel like the person you're talking to might be into hardcore, just might be, there's a test to find out if they're into Southern hardcore. You just have to go, I thought we'd make it to the end. And if that motherfucker goes, Brick Walker, don't leave me stranded, you got a real one on your hands.
But here's the thing. I know that song.
Yeah, but you've
I
been
don't
with me for
enjoy it.
12 years, so
Yeah, there's been a lot of indoctrination involved.
that's
Well,
true.
so I could, when he first got into them, I could not remember their
Then
name.
She just called him shitty band.
Dude, okay, so wait, real quick. I got to give a shout out to a very specific friend of mine. Jen, Asian, I know you're out there. I will never forget, as long as I live to my last day on earth, being in your red Ford Fusion, going down that road towards 1604 at like 80 miles an hour, which is like 25 to 35 over the speed limit, and you playing Caution, Dangerous Curves Ahead. And it was the first time I'd ever fucking heard it, dude.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was just so aggressive. It was like the most, like, fuck a hardcore show, fuck an addiction, fuck being at the hole
That's
at
all
the
you
VA.
need, man.
Dude, that is the most intense experience of my life.
It is, dude.
Like, forget about your kids. Hearing that guitar scream and somebody say, those who carry never back down, like, you're like, oh, this is gonna be a thing. Like,
I want to be the bullet
that brings you to your knees. Like, oh.
Dude, you showed me them, and I like almost fell apart, dude, because I was like, this is what I've been searching for my whole life, and I didn't even know I was supposed to search for it.
He's told me this before.
My entire, you know me, and you know when I play guitar, and like if I was to pick like one genre forever, it'd be blues, right?
Yeah.
I love that, but also I'm super into fucking breakdowns and hardcore and screaming music, and I really want to get to why I like screaming music, but because I don't think people understand this point that I'm going to make, but I've always wanted those two things together, and I never could find it. And then you walked in, you're like, dude, you gotta check this out, and you showed me, and I was like, it's the puzzle piece I've been missing.
I still think
it's
it
never
is,
been the same since.
so
Thanks, Mike.
for the past 5 months, I don't know, I don't keep track. I've been like trying to figure out like why did Jerry adopt this broken ass fucking puppy? And then I realized, because like at one point I was the one who had his shit together. Fucking
It was around June. It was around your birthday.
Yeah, May, June is when we started the podcast.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Well,
No, he was saying how many
Yeah.
months.
I was just thinking like, oh shit, Mikey can do math. I failed math for liberal arts majors once. So I just hope you're listening and give me some fucking kudos. But what makes me feel good is that whenever I showed you, it was I have so few like vivid memories of the time in the band, and for some reason one of them was of you, because I feel like you were like the Michael whisperer in the band.
Okay.
Because I would get combative with either one of those fuckers.
Yeah.
And I just remember you pulling me aside, and you take your glass off, you're like cleaning them, and you're like, bro, you can't do the yells like the Mongoloids.
Those words came directly out of my mouth, dude.
Like 100%. Like this isn't like something I dreamed up. He's confirming this happened.
Yeah,
word
go
for
look
word.
up. Go look up a fucking hardcore band named Mongoloids
that's
and
what I
listen to them. And that's what Mike wanted to do. And we were not that kind of band. I was like, dude, you gotta put a lid on that. We're not gonna be that.
Mike, We are a respectable, 100% new metal butt rock band.
Yeah.
How dare you bring your baritone hardcore scream into our butt rock band? You
hey,
fucking mook.
You guys did something not a lot of bands can say they did. You guys
Never played a cover.
No.
Oh.
You guys
Sure, we never
actually did a headlining show at the Rabbit
That's
when
true.
it was the Rabbit.
We did headline the White Rabbit.
Oh, fuck, we did?
Yeah, you guys did.
We had a Christmas show, bro.
You guys packed it. It was really full.
We sold T-shirts.
Yeah, that was the first time I had shirts.
Yeah, we did that.
I have pictures of you in front of the Rabbit. In
No.
front of the actual...
Oh, so crazy, man. We're a part of San
It's
Antonio
cool, man.
history now.
We are.
Well, it's not even the white... It's the paper tiger now?
yeah.
think.
Which
That's why it's
is an
free.
amazing name. I got to give it to him.
It's the same
I
thing,
don't
though.
know, man.
Why
But-
rebrand it?
Well, because paper tiger is just such a hilarious term.
Anyways,
So
Um,
what? Who touched you to make you like you are with music?
You?
no. I did have that question written down. Hold on. We'll get back to that. But so I want to clarify something, and I want to go off for a second to make sense of this. So a lot of people think screaming music, it's angry, it makes me angry, how can you listen to someone just be so angry? And you clearly know it's the furthest thing from that. Some of these dudes are like the nicest guys
I
you'll
think it's
ever
just
meet.
emotional.
Yeah, well, it is. That's exactly what it is. It's
Not necessarily
passion.
anger, but yeah.
Right, but people just hear screaming and yelling, and they think, oh, it's angry, it's pissed off. There's a bunch of white dudes that are mad. Now, there's plenty of black screamers that are really, really good. So,
What's his... Kill
Howard Jones,
Howard,
Killswitch Engage, the dude from fucking God Forbid,
The
sorry, I don't know his name. Shadows
Showbread.
Fall, Showbread. There's tons of them, dude. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
But
Dude, the Living Color, the entire band.
yeah, it's not an angry thing. It's a passion thing.
Byron
It's-
Davis is the lead singer.
Byron
for God
Davis.
forbid.
Yeah. Dude, we went to Mayhem Fest, and we were in line to meet Killswitch Engage back when Howard Jones was their singer. And we were watching them on one of their stages, and that dude has like fucking like 6 foot dreads or something like that, right? And I just see him fucking headbanging. They're going everywhere. And the next thing I know, I see his head go down. He doesn't come back up, and I'm like, and the music keeps going, and like 20 seconds later, he's walking up from the side of the stage. He's like, yo, I didn't fucking see that, but I just rocked so hard I fell off the fucking stage. Like, he's like, let's do it again. And they just broke down again, like, immediately. I was like, damn, that's...
Man.
Yeah, that guy, dude. It was badass, dude. Anyways.
That's his curse.
Dude, they're super good. Anyways. What?
I said that's his curse.
It's Killswitch Engage reference.
It's not an angry thing. It has nothing to do with anger. It's just a different way of doing it. But for me personally, when I listen to any music of any genre, I do not listen to the vocals in terms of what they're saying or what they're singing about. I could not tell you some of my favorite songs. I could not tell you the lyrics to them because I don't listen to the vocals as like a vocalist telling you a story or anything like that. I listen to it in terms of the vocals being another instrument. And I think that's just the way my mind programmed itself from playing guitar at a very early age, as I started to listen to the songs differently, to hear the guitar, to hear the beat, to hear this and that, and then to hear how the guitar and the rhythm and the solos blended with the melody of the vocals. And that's just the way I listen to music now. So to me, it's much easier to listen to screaming music because it's all just instruments to me. And a lot of people think like, oh, how can you listen to that? How can you go to sleep to that? You're just going to wake up and want to kill somebody. No, dude, I put on hardcore music sometimes to calm down. Like for me at work, when I got to get like a bunch of shit done in a quick amount of time, boom, hardcore on. It like, I think this also helps with my like ADHD or something, dude, but it gives me something steady in my head that blocks out everything and like kind of like organizes like a clear thought process, like a train of thought for me to just be able to knock out work and just focus. And that's what I did through school. And that's what I've done through all my working career. I did it in the military. I've done it everywhere. It's just like a self-medicated way to focus for me is I just use especially hardcore music because I think a lot of times it's very unpredictable music. It doesn't follow the normal like radio format of a song. And for me, it keeps my mind focused on that in a way that like I'm not bouncing around because I'm so like ADHD sometimes, and I can focus because the bouncing around part of my mind is focused on the music that's bouncing around and screaming and doing all this and that, and it's going crazy, and it takes that off my mind, so my regular part of my mind that can focus on shit is able to focus and get work done. So that is how I listen to music, and that is why I like hardcore, and that is also why I think I'm so deep into such a niche part of hardcore where I can stand some music that other people probably feel is unbearable. Go ahead. But yeah.
So the first thing I want to point out is and this is just an interesting dynamic between Jerry and I. And it's something that exists in a lot of planes between us, is you and I feel like in so many ways are two sides of the same coin. I've said it 1,000 times. Because to me, I listen to lyrics. I wrote lyrics. I find right. I do find the human language absolutely beautiful. I feel like somebody being able to use words to craft image, emotion is absolutely one of the most amazing things that can be done. At the same time, though, as someone who enjoys hardcore, who enjoys especially like those like rowdy southern breakdowns, like that welcome to the South, like you know what I mean, like just like feeling that in Gator Smash, and like somebody who feels like we've been in each other's worlds and we've seen how it is, and we each have our own stance on it. Yeah. One of the things that always keeps me going in hardcore is, and a lot of people don't realize this, is there are different parts of hardcore. There are, and a lot of times, like the music that Jerry and I listen to are designed for very specific things. Yeah. And it may sound weird, but just hear me out. So you have a band like Have Heart, Down in Nothing, which whenever their songs first start, to me, it always sounds like a circle pit, where it's just mass chaos. Yeah. You've got guys running around the edge of the pit as fast as they can. People are kind of pushing them along. You keep your forearms up. You know, you might get hit, but it's not a big deal, right? And then you got your build-ups, which is where that circle pit, you hear, it sounds like chaos to the uninitiated, but then you hear it start to build. Right.
It's that tension.
It's rise. It's building tension. And then you have what I call a pylon, which is where there's usually like a chant. If you want to hear a really, really good example of a chant, listen to Stick to Your Guns.
I was going to say, the king's of chants, man. Stick to your guns.
Stick to your guns with a heart that's pure. It's just like, you know, not let out. That's pure.
It just goes for like a few bars, man.
Yeah, and it's
I can't
like,
remember it right now.
Not let our hate get the best of us. Yeah. And if you watch the video, it's like, it's the perfect example of how to move from a chant, which is a lot of people who are like you, of different creeds, backgrounds, where they come from, what they do during the day. It doesn't fucking matter, because all of you, and I hate to compare it to this, because I don't take this comparison lightly, but part of the reason that the military is the way it is because I know if you're a vet, you've been through the same thing I do. You know that we value the same things. Right. And during a chant, I would dare to say that it's almost a familiar feeling in that vein, where it's a group of people united in one chant, and you're saying, we're not going to let our hate get the best of us. We're not going to let this thing, you know, we're not going to waste words on the weak. We're going to be something. We're going to do something. And then you're all piling on, and then for Jerry and I, then at the fourth crescendo comes the best fucking part.
Yeah,
which
the
is
break.
that breakdown, son. And it's just like that fucking two-step. And I'm sorry, if you know, then you know. But if you've ever been in a fucking pit when a two-step comes on, and you just know, like, look, I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt people. But if you're in a 3 to 4 foot radius of me, I'm probably gonna fuck you up. Like
We saw a guy get a concussion at Warped Tour.
I saw this big black dude named Bert, who was a fixture in the San Antonio scene, at the Warhol break a girl's nose. Like, get fucked, girl. You know not to fuck with him.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I stand on the very back, because I don't want to fuck with any of that.
But it's one of those things where it's an outlet for aggression. I've seen, like you said, a lot of people say, like, why would there be all this aggression in the music?
Yeah.
Because a sane human being recognizes an outlet for their negative emotions to channel them into positive, which I know this is going to sound insane to anyone who listens, who's ever heard hardcore and been like, man, this is fucking crazy. But I swear to God, actually read the lyrics, and they're all about
Positivity,
self-improvement, taking accountability, not wasting time, being a person that you would want to meet.
Yeah.
And I feel like you and I agree on this, and I'm hoping I'm bringing this full circle.
Yeah, you are.
But it's like the reason that I'll be listening to Kids Like Us at least a couple of times in my 60s will be because my fucking grandkids are fucking up. They don't understand how much I had to bust my ass through all the shit I had to bust my ass through to get to where I am. And I'm going to have to put on Monster Squad. And I'm going to have to explain to them, like, we don't give a fuck. We'll fuck you up. Like, look.
Tattoos of knuckles and knives,
But never swung your fist in a fucking fist fight. You're wrong. Obviously not fucking right. Yeah. And so it just comes down.
I wish I could leave this room right now.
I know you do. No, I want to agree on that point. I can't tell you how many times I've been to hardcore shows or Warped Tour and seen hardcore bands or anything, and they have that message like in the middle of their set where the vocalist is like, you know, he like jumps off stage, gets in the crowd with the fans, and he's like, we do this for everybody that's out there. It doesn't matter what you are, and like they make a point to like show like it doesn't matter what diversity you come from, what culture your heritage is, or anything like that. We're all the same. We're all here for each other, and there's always a positive message on treating others the way you want to be treated, treating others like a person, and just being a good person in general. It's not ever anything negative, and I think that's why there's people just don't realize that. People don't see that side of things. They see girl got her nose broke at local fucking venue by dude moshing,
and the thing is I feel like if there is an example, because I feel like it's important to give people a jump off point. Like if you had to give people a jump off point, you would probably say dangerous, caution, right?
They had jumped off way before that road, dude.
No, what I'm saying is if you had to say to somebody like, hey, look, I know this isn't your jam yet, listen to this one song. What would you pick from the hardcore world?
If you want to get somebody into the southern hardcore world, you have to start with Caution. If they don't like Caution, you don't need to go any further. If you don't like Caution, you're not going to like the ongoing concept.
Yeah, that is
You're
true.
not going to like them. You're not going to like American Standards. You're not going to like fucking
Fight Paris.
You're not going to like Fight Paris. You're not going to like Cancer Bats. You're not going to like any of those people, dude.
But this is...
I mean, we're talking about Caitlin right here. She doesn't like any of this shit. She's been with me for 12 years, and she doesn't give a fuck about this, and I've been playing it since day one. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
It's fine if you don't, because we're not like losing our shit about taste.
I don't force you to listen to it.
Because I feel like Gorilla Biscuits, if you want an introduction to hardcore, I'm not gonna like I'm a crazy fan of Gorilla Biscuits, but listen to Gorilla Biscuits, start today. If you need motivation and you feel like hardcore might help you. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. it doesn't. Fine.
I want to be clear. There's a hardcore in terms of a genre is like saying, oh, I like rock. It's like, well, there's hard rock, classic rock, southern rock, soft rock.
I disagree.
Indie rock.
I disagree.
There's all
so
no.
much.
Okay, but you can't say that Fight Paris is the same, or Fight Paris is the same as Fit for a King, which is the same as August Burns Red, which is the same as Every Time I Die. Every single one of those is a different category of hardcore.
You've got post-hardcore, southern hardcore,
Mathcore.
mathcore, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like
the message is the same. Oh my God, this trash can for you. What are you doing?
So I feel like the biggest difference is we've talked about this before, but show me a fucking young man who is liberal. I'll show you a man with no heart. Yeah. And the thing is I feel like if you're young, there's not a lot of seriously big problems in your life, and you need a little bit of direction. I feel like hardcore is awesome because the common theme amongst all of it is think for your fucking self.
Be confident, be strong,
decisions.
Be yourself.
Be accountable.
Yeah.
Be accountable. Stand for what you think is right. Don't seek conflict, but know that conflict's out there.
It's going to happen, yeah. It's life.
Speaking of stand for what you think is right, Jerry, how'd you get into it?
How'd I get into what?
Hardcore. Or how'd you get into... Why do you listen to the music you listen to?
Oh, yeah, taste. I think my taste comes from my dad, which is weird to say that, but growing up, he always had classic rock on, and he had specific types of classic rock on. He always had Leonard Skinner, he always had the real deep southern bluesy, swamp bluesy kinds of classic rock bands on. So I grew up, until I started playing guitar and exploring things on my own, I grew up listening to very bluesy kinds of rock, very heavily blues influences. Then when I was learning how to play guitar and learning about different bands and different famous guitarists and stuff, I found Zakk Wylde, who a lot of people don't know used to be the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne. He was on the album. I can't remember the album, but he did No More Tears, Mama I'm Coming Home. He was one of Ozzy's longest running guitarists, and now he has his own band called Black Label Society, and he's he's one of the best guitarists that's out there, hands down. But I was watching some tutorials that he did, trying to learn things, and he said that if you want to play guitar, you need to learn how to play the blues, because to play the blues right, you have to put you can't just play the notes on the instrument. You have to put your emotion and your feeling into it. And if you learn how to do that properly with the blues, any other type of genre you play, anything that you write, you're going to be influencing it with that same feeling and that same heart. And coming from a very just being a passionate person in general about anything that I do, anybody that I love, I did the same thing with that. And when I was learning how to play guitar, I said, I want to do this right. I want to do this because I love this, and I want to play guitar, and I want to play it right because I love it. And so that's why I put everything into blues, and that's where I ended up. It just over time, just listening to blues guitarists, and then listening to classic rock, and then looking up who they were influenced by, which were also blues guitarists. And then, of course, getting into high school and middle school, or high school really, and just being into certain things, and then other people showing me people. The first hardcore band I ever got into was Atreyu. And Seosin, which I don't consider Seosin hardcore, but
not hardcore.
No, they're not. But they were also introduced to me at that same time as well. You can move that if you want, because I wanted Mike to go on his piece. Sorry, but that's really how I kind of got into it. And once I got into that, and I listened to Atreyu and Hawthorne Heights and stuff like that, and I really got into accepting that people scream in their music. Dude, the door was open wide, and that's when I just started deep falling, if you will, down the what is considered hardcore now. And once you get into that field, you just start to find other shit. You know, Resident Evil came out and Killswitch Engage had The End of Heartache on their soundtrack, and that's the song that like defined them. And Killswitch Engage, a lot of people don't know, they fucking, that hardcore metal line that they ride, they like defined that on that album that has The End of Heartache on it. I think that's the name of the album. I'm not 100% sure, but that they changed the fucking game with that. And there's so many other bands that were influenced by them for that album, and then everything they've done after and stuff. So it just, you find one and you ride that, and then you see people that they're on tour with, and you start diving into that and everything. The End of Heartache, 2004, right there. That's one. And then As Daylight Dies, that's another fucking great album. Does that answer the question? I don't know if that answers why that's the way my taste is.
It's what you wanted to talk about. I just wanted to make sure we got to it.
Oh, thank you. I just want to make sure I answered the question.
No, well, I want to. This is something really interesting, and I want to round out on this. I want to ask you a question.
We'll round out on this.
What's the band that you and your dad really have in common? Is it GNR?
No. Leonard Skinner.
I really gotta tell you, man, that smell. Give me 3 seconds.
Yeah.
There are so many like songs that it's like it. I feel like it bridges the gap between generations. And I just want to point out real quick before I'm gonna let you fly and finish. Is I really think that's the mark of a good band.
Yeah.
Is if it bridges the gap between you and another person whom you respect or who you like or who you want to spend more time with.
Yeah.
Like and whoever that is, whoever is listening, no matter what you're into, if it's fucking Gaga to fucking Preschool Tea Party Massacre, I don't fucking care. But I'm telling you right now, if it bridges the gap between you and another person, it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. So kind of, can you expound upon that and lead out with that?
Yeah. No, that I agree. Because it was Leonard Skinner and Kansas. Those were my dad's go-to. And I don't know if you remember Livewire that came out after Napster. Everybody does.
Yeah, LimeWire.
My dad, he didn't like that I would download music because he thought it was causing the viruses on the computer, but it wasn't. It was
No.
It was other
extracurricular activities.
There's a lot of porno.
Yeah. But once he found out like the power of it, he was like, burn me a CD, like, and so I was fucking downloading his shit for him and burning his shit. And so even now, dude, I borrowed his truck 2 weeks ago and I got in there and there's a Kansas album that I burned for him, still listening to. And we actually went and saw Kansas when they came here to San Antonio last year. That was his Christmas gift. Me and my brothers took him out there, but he's done that with all of us. And so I agree, man. I think that's I mean, taste is so important. Just because it makes everybody individual. Everybody's taste is different, and that's amazing. Go ahead.
I gotta say, man, I feel like you and I really didn't get to the root of taste on this one, but I gotta tell you, I feel like if you and I share one thing, and those at home, those people listening, we disagree so much about music.
9 out of 10 stuff. 9 out of 10
like,
songs Mike shows me. I'm
like
no.
I am batting 100 right now. Like, and Jerry's batting like .005 with everybody. So
true, dude.
Like the thing is, and this is so sad, is with his wife, I'm sure if I showed her 9 songs in a row, she would love 9. Maybe she'd hate the 10th. But I feel like
that's fair.
I could do a pretty hot fucking guess.
Yeah.
Jerry is just a blind man in the dark. But I do have to say one thing that I do have to give you credit for, no one will ever take away from you, is that this shit does mean a lot to you.
Yeah.
Is that you've devoted your life to music. Whether people like it or not,
that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because you know what you like, you know who you are. And to me, I'll be honest with you, man, I really think that is the most masculine thing on earth. No matter what, fucking area it's in, whether it's mechanics, music, movies, whatever, if you march to the beat of your own drum and you like what you like, fuck everybody else.
There you go.
I really think that's like one of the most masculine things on earth. So I do have to give you fucking props on that, because I do have to say, for the last 12 however many fucking years, you stuck to your fucking guns.
I have, man.
Because I remember vividly, like, you and me, swear to God, he doesn't remember this, I guarantee it, but you and me screaming, Armed with a Mind by Have Heart in my 91 Toyota Camry with the automatic seatbelts, and you say, I'm armed with a mind, and like, and you and me just going back and forth. If I show you that song, you'll remember it, but I
probably would.
I have to say, mad respects for keeping up with your fucking guitar chops.
Thank you.
Mad respect.
I was gonna say I made the music I listen to, maybe like a 0.01% that people agree with me on.
Yeah.
Because like I've showed Ongoing Concept to a lot of people, and you and Jonah are the only people that are like, yeah, I dig it. And I've showed a lot of people them.
I think Jonah just likes it because you like it.
Probably, but that's fine. We're bridging the gap. But the music that I write, people seem to like. So, and that's the thing that
and
I've always.
And it bothers him so much.
What?
If somebody's like, I'm not digging it, to your personal music,
what I write,
it eats you up. Yeah.
Well, we covered that last episode. I don't like to let people down, but
yeah, I know.
So I guess the whole point is that your personal output, the output that you're trying to share with other people is little.
Just cut it.
Like, because like whenever,
let it go.
Dude, whenever I heard stop being a print and stop being a print and start being a painting, I was like, I'm in.
No, it's stop being the print of someone else's painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I got you.
Is that like I imagine myself 17
Singing,
screaming that, and
Here we are. And here we are with you. Thank you for sticking around this long. We really appreciate if you stuck around this long, but awesome. Let us know your favorite music taste.
You know, if you listen this far, it's a mulligan.
Take it easy. More to come.
We love every single one of you.
That part is true. Always 100%.